What I'm going to do now is show you 450 plus pictures, wonderful pictures of your Bronx growing up in the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Question: what does Robert Klein, Regis Philbin, Gary Marshall, Danny Aiello, Rita Moreno, Chaz Palminteri, Doris Roberts, and Mary Higgins Clark have in common? Well, they all come from the Bronx.
The Bronx has been good to me.
Yo, my name is Steve Samtur, and some people think I talk funny. Well, if you grew up in the Bronx, I speak your language. I've been editor and publisher of Back in the Bronx for over 20 years with 30,000 subscribers from all over the country. In that period of time, I authored 3 books on the Bronx. I've produced several DVD retrospectives on growing up in the Bronx and also interviewed many high-profile Bronx celebrities. This short trailer is to introduce you to a fun and unique presentation of celebrating the experience of growing up and living in the Bronx the way it was in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s.
Come alive, playing stickball in the street and watching girls go by. Oh my Lord.
Shopping Alexander's on Fordham Road to Loman's on Kingsbridge, stopping for sweets at Crumbs or Jan's for ice cream. We revisit the Grand Concourse with all those Art Deco buildings lining the entire stretch. Question: what Bronx institution single-handedly saved the American bison from extinction over 100 years ago? The Bronx Zoo. If you were a kid from the Bronx in the 1940s and 1950s, the chances are that you visited the Bronx Zoo on school trips. You could have entered the zoo from several locations: Southern Boulevard, Boston Road, East 180th Street, and of course Fordham Road.
Lord, the Bronx has been good to me.
We have vintage photos of all of these entrances, as well as the famous Sea Lion pool during feeding time. We also have the Bronx movie theaters covered from A to Z, from the Allerton to Zenith movie theaters, especially the Lowe's Paradise Theater, the most famous one of them all, with dozens of vintage color photos. Remember Freedomland, USA? Back in the 1960s, it was the largest outdoor theme park in the country, 3 times the size of Disneyland, and we have the pictures to prove it. Mom and Dad, take my hand, take me out to Freedomland. Our summers were often spent on our rooftops, known as Tar Beach, or we would travel to our Bronx Riviera, known as Orchard Beach. We weren't members of Shore Haven or Castle Hill beach clubs. If you lived in the Bronx, you were never too far from a park, including the most famous one, Yankee Stadium. And we got around by either train, trolley, or bus. And if you went to public or private schools or just cut classes, we will revisit your favorite schools, sans truant offices. Hop aboard and share memories of some of the 477 never-before-seen photos of the Bronx the way it was. Your former Bronx patrons will thank you for giving them another opportunity to relive that special time of their lives, and when old Bronxites come together, they make new friends. For more information, you can contact me, Steve Samtur, at www.backinthebronx.com or info@backinthebronx.com, or give me a call at 1-800-727-6695.